Hello friends, today we're going to be talking about the top 10 quarterbacks of the 2000s, and we are going to be counting up from 1 through 10. Why am I counting up instead of down? Because I know the 4 of you who will watch this video probably only care about the top 2 guys on the list anyway, and I like to give the people what they want. Let's go. Number 1, Peyton Manning. Yay, Colts fans. Congratulations. Your quarterback is the best signal caller of the 2000s. This was done after many hours of long research and sleepless nights, and I definitely did my best to not be biased. In the 2000s, Manning was an absolute force in the regular season. He won 4 MVPs, won more games than any other quarterback in the regular season, and broke multiple records in the regular season. The only mark on Manning was that for some reason he would turn the difficulty from rookie to all Madden when it came down to January football and proceed to absolutely defecate on himself in the playoffs. He did win a ring though, and that keeps me warm at night while watching the other AFC South teams enjoy success. Number 2, Tom Brady. Yeah, Patriot fans, Brady's the GOAT, blah blah blah. Why is he second on the list? Because he was a game manager in his early years and benefited from an all-time great, underrated defense. Also, it's my video, so suck it. In the decade, Brady won 3 Super Bowls, 2 thanks to Vinatieri's leg, and 1 due to Andy Reid. He would have won 4 Lombardis, but the intense hatred of the Pats manifested into the David Tyree catch. In all honesty, there was no quarterback I feared more than Tom Brady. That man made the Pats an almost unbeatable squad, and it was just not fair when he got Moss. If it wasn't for Mike Vanderjagt or Hank Baskett, Brady would be my most hated player. Number 3, Brett Favre. I don't have any good welfare check jokes, so I'm not even going to try. As time is going on, it seems like Favre, at least as a player, is not talked about enough. I always found him entertaining because he played quarterback like I played Madden. Who cares about short passes and checkdowns? I'm sending X down the field and to hell with the coverage. Not that I know the difference between them anyways. Favre did his best to sucker in Green Bay fans every season with promising play, only to remember that no one likes Green Bay. Yeah, I know some of you are going to say you don't dislike the Packers, but deep down inside you root against them every postseason, and you know it. Favre became a Viking and threw a horrendous pick to Tracy Porter in the 2009 NFC Championship game. I mean, come on, imagine throwing the game away like that, and to a no-name like Porter. Hilarious. Number 4, Drew Brees. No, I will not show the footage from Super Bowl 44. If you want to watch that game, I'm pretty sure there are 1,000 other videos on it already. What sucks is that I always liked Brees. He was a Purdue product and a damn good one at that. Despite being a smaller passer, Drew shined with the Chargers, only to get kicked to the curb and sent to the Saints after an injury. This is where he did his real damage in the decade. The first year with the Saints, he damn near took them all the way to the Super Bowl, which would have probably made the decade twice as worse for me. Brees meant a lot to the city of New Orleans. The Saints in the following years after Katrina was a rallying point for residents there, and had it not been for him, we could be talking about how the San Antonio Coyotes can win the NFC South this year. Number 5, Steve McNair. Damn it, the Titans lost the Super Bowl in the 1999 season. We were so close to talking about how that team got through Buffalo on an illegal pass, only to go on and lose to the St. Louis Rams on the 1-yard line. Whatever McNair showed in the 90s, it was only a taste of what the man will portray in the 2000s. He is truly a forgotten gem of football history. Most people forget that Manning shared his MVP with McNair in 2003. He has the coolest quarterback name of all time and was a steady hand with the Ravens in 2006. Hey, that's the game where Manning threw one of the most technically sound passes of all time. Let's take a look. Chef's kiss. Number 6, Donovan McNabb. If there was a Hall of Very Good, McNabb would probably top that list. The 6-time Pro Bowler led the Eagles to great seasons and even greater season-ending disappointments. The Eagles were the poor man's Buffalo Bills, making it to 4 straight NFC Championship games. They did win 1, so I give them credit for that, but they lost to this man, so I'm going to take that credit back. Despite getting sunned by T.O. or lambasted by ungrateful-ass Eagle fans, who for some reason are never happy, he did a fine job as a quarterback in the decade. Fun fact, I was almost an Eagle fan as a kid, because I had a McNabb jersey. Thankfully, that evil wasn't put on me, Ricky Bobby. Unrelated, but just give Eagle fans enough time. They'll be booing Jalen Hurts soon. Number 7, Ben Roethlisberger. Here you go, Steeler Nation. Your quarterback made the list. Yes, he is 7. No, I don't care that he won 2 Super Bowls. He benefited from a defense just as good as New England's, and he had a dominant run game. He was solid but pedestrian, and one amazing drive and even better throw will not change that. That throw was really good though. Like, probably the greatest throw I've ever seen. The Steelers shouldn't have even won Super Bowl 40 though. The calls were so skewed in Pittsburgh's favor that I could have sworn those flags were terrible towels. Of course, the Steelers wouldn't have been there in the first place if Nick Harper runs to the down pylons instead of straight at the one man who could tackle him. And yes, the Steelers were screwed over by a bad call, but Cordell Stewart ran out of bounds in the 1995 AFC Championship game before he scored a second quarter touchdown, so I don't want to hear it. Also, screw you, Vanderjagt. Number 8, Kurt Warner. I really wish I could talk about the 1999 season, where Kurt Warner went on to win Super Bowl 34, in large part due to Mike Jones tackling Kevin Dyson at the 1-yard line. Bummer. Warner only makes the list due to his MVP season in 2001 and career rejuvenation in the late 2000s. The fact that this man went full Carson Wentz before Carson Wentz is amazing. It's even crazier because he was a top 3 quarterback. To be fair, he became injury prone and was a detriment for the team as a result. A failed stint in New York sent Stockboy off to the desert, where, had he won the final game in 2008, I could have kept Captain Fatfuck off the list. He also lost to Tom Brady in the Super Bowl, which is something my favorite quarterback has never done. Number 9, Rich Gannon. I've heard of late bloomers, but what Gannon had gone through was on another level. The man just woke up one day and decided that he wanted to be good at football. Had he done this at the start of his career, he would have been in Canton. He was only good for 3 years in the decade, but in those 3 years he amassed 3 Pro Bowls, 2 All-Pros, and an MVP. He got screwed over by one of the most ridiculous calls in NFL history, but he bounced back the next season, and got screwed over by a coach that knew the entire offense of the Raiders. Remember when Gruden was considered a great coach and not somebody who just so happened to inherit a defense that Tony Dungy built? Good times. Number 10, Michael Vick. Sorry, Cowboys fans, but your darling did not make the cut. And you know what? He probably won't make the cut for the 2010 video either. Vick was the human highlight reel, and was just so damn unfair. We've seen mobile quarterbacks before, but not with the speed of Vick. The man could kill you with his arms or legs, unlike some quarterbacks. I'm kidding, Baltimore fans. Jackson is a great quarterback. Pay the man his money. Vick may not have had the success of some of these other quarterbacks, but he was great in Madden, and that's all that counts. He did earn multiple Pro Bowls and came one game away from being the first Falcons quarterback to get pantsed by the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Had he committed sexual assault instead of running a dogfighting ring, he would have given us at least 2 more years of highlights. And no, I'm not serious about that joke. What Vick did was horrendous, and he got punished for it and almost lost everything, unlike some other mobile quarterback that wore 7. Anyway, that's my list. I'll probably get around to making a 2010s version of this video, as well as one for the 50s through 90s. It could be the next video, who knows. Here are the boxes for you to click on. Bye.